Michael?
Thank you for forwarding my mail. I've been trying to get all my addresses updated.
Yeah, glad it reached you.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I'm off the island now. Somewhere.
Good morning, Sissy.
Hi.
What's new, Mike?
Well, just saying, since then, I'm still trying to settle into my new neighborhood. I'm off the island now.
You're not what?
I'm off the island.
Yeah, I know. So, how's that going?
It's good. I like having my own apartment, but I don't necessarily like my people in my bedroom.
It's Oakland.
It's okay, yeah.
You mean this road?
I think that's Howard.
He's saving his spot?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's a transition. What happened with your, but that's sort of temporary, right? Until your buddy finishes
Yeah,
in
it's
a longer term.
yeah. But I'll still be in the same neighborhood.
So, where's your old car, your vintage?
He's keeping it in his driveway.
Oh, that's
so
right.
he's like a block and a half away.
Oh, that's,
So
yeah.
we're kind of like extended roommates. Like he's gonna be on my couch next week. My mom and his sisters come to town. So like, I babysit his kids, and
Right.
so it's like,
Well, that's nice to be close, to have someone.
that's kind of why I kind of got this apartment.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have gotten it if he hadn't been there, right? So we had kind of extended community, and so it kind of offset some of the negative aspects
Right.
of what they have been there.
Well, it's great for him and the kids to have that, you as a resource down the street. It's hard, if there's an emergency or someone's sick or whatever. Kids.
No, it's great. I mean, I love his kids too. So we just took his daughter, who was just turned 13, and we had tickets to Burger Boogaloo, which came to Mom's Meltdown. So we went to go see Riot the Girl band, Kill, which is like a girl punk band.
Oh, yeah.
And so the whole thing is like they don't let men at the front of the stage. And so he was like staying back with his son.
Right.
And so I was like taking her and like, I think we're okay here. And so we got kind of close to the stage and like, all right. She was nervous too. She didn't want to go there. She's like, oh, this is close enough, Uncle Michael. So I'm Uncle Michael. And it was great. We watched the whole show.
Nice.
We're going to begin.
Okay. Oops.
Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning. Ohio gozaimasu. Nice to have service again, and appreciate everyone being here. So for today, this is our family service today, and let me go through the service order with you. We're going to have the reading of the three treasures, and then the Daisanmon, and you can participate in our purple service books. And we'll have our sutra chanting of the Sambujo and the Juseige. Sambujo, page 2425. Juseige is page 93, I believe. Yambutsu and Nekoku will complete the chanting portion of the service, and I'll come back for our Dharma message. Last week, people were telling me that during the Dharma message, we had the view of the Onaijin and not of the podium, so it was not properly done. So I'm trying to keep better track of everything here, and hopefully things will go well. So please join me in the reading of the three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Raisan 1. Ninjin ukegatashi imasude ni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasude ni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dosuzumba. Sarani izure no sho ni mukatte kakonomi o dosen. 大衆もろともに指針に参謀に消し立て祀るべし。自ら仏に消し立て祀る。まさに願わくば史上とともに大道を大芸して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に消し立て祀る。まさに願わくば史上とともに深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に消し立て祀る。まさに願わくば史上とともに大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は約千万号にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を消し立て祀らん。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。ナマンダーナマンダーナマンダー。Sutra chanting 三無常十世芸。Namanda, namanda, 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 namanda. 志願不満足、成不上昇が、顔無良法、不意外摂取、不採小民具、成不上昇が、過失上運動、幼少症実法、空境微小門、成不上昇が、利欲人少年、超越主凡行、四愚無常道、一生天人死、人力現代語、不詳無才道、少女三苦病、交際集約難、会知恵言、滅死根門案、永息小悪道、通断前注文、高僧上満足、異様老実法、日願修十期、天候不言、一種解放像、公正苦力法、上大集中、説法四識空、空用一切物、無足修徳本、観念心上満、徳一三概要、女文無下知、通断未不詳、願学営利、教師最小尊、志願逆行化、大聖の感動、国書天人、統治妙見。Namanda, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay. Adding more people here today. Great. Thank you again for being here, and always enjoy chanting together. When there's more people, the sound is fuller. So little by little, we're going to grow our sound and make it back to the usual. So I'd like to begin with this quote today. So please join me in Gassho as I read this passage from Chinnan Shoni. To be transformed means that evil karma, without being nullified or eradicated, is made into the highest good, just as all waters, upon entering the great ocean, immediately become ocean water. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. This is a very nice quote, and in this passage, it is pointing to enlightened beings, you and me, being transformed into an enlightened being, a Buddha. Our lives of dualistic perspective, darkness and light, hell and the pure man, good, bad, do not remain in contradiction. Instead, we come to the light without removing the dark. We come to the pure man without leaving hell. Beyond choosing one over the other, we come to both in simultaneous inclusion, both becoming one. Okay. This is important. This is what you have to remember today. This is the essence and the gist of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So you think about this quote, ponder it for 20 years, and then start again. Okay? But today, I want to talk about the warriors. So, many of us, particularly here, Alameda, in the Bay Area, we are fans of the Warriors and really enjoyed their season, culminating in the championship, and so many stories of each of these individuals that just came to join the team, and then the older stars, young ones coming in, and such a mix of stories that everyone just fell in love with every aspect of the team. And so for them to culminate that by coming together in such a successful manner was really kind of a storybook, fairy tale ending. So one of the scenes when they won the championship, the final buzzer, playing against Boston, and they showed Jordan Poole finding Klay Thompson, and they just enjoyed this big embrace, hugging each other, and a big smile on each face. And later on in an interview, Jordan was saying, that's Big Brother right there. So he would never let me lack, never let me slack. If there was ever any better at it, he told me. He was calling me over to work out with him, to get up shots with him. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. And being able to have somebody who embraces you like that, just putting me in a position to be successful. And he was so happy that they had this relationship, that he was taken in by Klay, and that they had grown together closer and closer as the season wore on. And it could be just a story of mentorship, an elder team member taking in a young kid and helping him along, but there was so much more to the story. And the article was written about by this person named Justin Baristo, and it's kind of he's talking about emotional intelligence. And this is, maybe some of you are aware of that. You look it up and you'll see it all broken down, and a lot of companies are using this emotional intelligence. They call it EI, and you'll see it these days. And basically, it's kind of like how people see each other, how they interact with each other, how they treat each other, and how groups companies or businesses can develop their environment to make it safe, supportive, and successful. Right? So he's pitching this. And I enjoy the story of the warriors. You know, it's really intriguing and to look upon their success and to read about all these different stories. I really enjoy that. I'm a little bit hesitant about the sales pitch that was woven into his article, right? Because when I think about the temple, successful temples have always done this by living and practicing the Dharma, right? And so you see this and how our members carrying each other, and maybe this is something that attracts us to the temple. We look around, see how people are treating each other, respectful of each other, and encouraging and welcoming. This is why we come. This is why we want to come. And so you see these same kind of traits, and it's not repackaged as emotional intelligence, but this is our practice, everyday practice here at the temple. So in the story, if we remember, 3 years earlier, 2019, and the warriors are kind of getting beat up and people are getting hurt, and Clay, injured his ACL, tore his ACL, and right after that, the next draft, they drafted Jordan Poole. So kind of looking like maybe he's the replacement for Clay, right? And many times we see the older ones, they get hurt, maybe they feel like they're threatened, their job's going to get taken, and who's this new kid? So he has jealousy and fear, percolating in himself, and it could become an awkward relationship with this new teammate. It could extend into the other people in the team, but instead, Clay takes him in this mentorship kind of thing. And so, made me think of Joe Montana and Steve Young. It wasn't kind of like that. And so we see this again and again happening in a negative fashion. And so it's not always that we see it how it would play out with the warriors. And Jordan was saying that Clay took him under his wing and encouraged him, telling him to come, to workouts together. And Clay was doing his own rehab, so he didn't travel with them when the team went to other cities. And so maybe Jordan would have a bad game or not, he'd make some mistakes and things that lead to a loss, and Clay would text him or call him and give him some encouragement and talk about his own stories, what he did during his shooting slumps and things like this, and sharing his own kind of like tricks of the trade that helped him get through, help him to get better, and all these things to help Jordan become the best version of himself that he could possibly be. And through that, Clay's helping the team, Jordan's helping the team, right? And so in the article, besides all this happening between each other, they're talking about right after Clay tore his ACL, that was his salary year, renegotiation year, and the team extended his 5-year contract to Clay, right? $190 million, and others might have paid him less or tried to see maybe we could cut this, cut some of our ties so our losses aren't so big, but they rewarded him for what he had done in the past, demonstrating loyalty. Clay was loyal, and the team is showing that back to him. So this is a huge, huge, powerful message, and as I read that, I remember that, wow, that's not the norm, that they would, who knows if he's ever going to even make it back. But they give him this 5-year contract, and it's always like, when you get back, you're going to start again, and it's like understood, it's just understood. And so in the article, when Justin's talking about emotional intelligence, he's saying all these successful companies try to develop an environment, psychologically safe environment. And this is this emotional intelligence, built into the culture of the company. And so in our case, Buddhist culture, and when we come here, we want our members to feel protected, to feel safe, so that they can be themselves, and even to do things, to take risks when they try something, board meetings or something new at the bazaar. We encourage each other, protect each other, and we do this all along. We do this already, automatically, right? So in the organization, in his pitch, he's talking about trust and loyalty to inspire individuals to be the best version of themselves, and then in return, they work hard, we work hard. So looking back for myself, looking back on my own career as a minister, I've been a part of 6 temple sanghas, and I look back and I see these Buddhist values in action, from the temple leadership towards me, and most of all, providing trust, providing a safe environment where creativity and play, I can try things and be encouraged, do what you do what you want to do, try it, and then I feel to do the same and reciprocate the same kind of support to the membership. And so this is how it has played out, and I've had that, and I look back and see how I was treated with support and encouragement. Idaho, Oregon, Portland, Alameda, Southern Alameda, Enmanji, 5 out of 6 ain't bad. I'll take that. So I've talked about that here at our meetings, right? The 6 paramitas, wisdom and compassion, not just teachings. This is how we live our daily lives, right? How we treat each other. And this is our practice. And then it becomes mutual in benefit. Each member and the temple as a whole thrives when we immerse ourselves in the Dharma. Right? We don't need to repackage ancient truths and then call it emotional intelligence or something. This is something that our elders have shared for centuries already now. Just see it and share it as we always have. And I think this is what we do, right? And sometimes we wonder, what is our practice? What is our practice? But this is our practice. It's exactly how we live like this, how we encourage each other. And, it's not like a conclusion that finally I'm awakened. No, this life of awakenedness towards each other and living it together, this is an awakened life. We are the warriors. We are the champions. Please join me in Gassho. I'll read this quote again. To be transformed means that evil karma, without being nullified or eradicated, is made into the highest good, just as all waters, upon entering the great ocean, immediately become ocean water. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay. Very good. Nice to reflect upon the warrior season and to enjoy this with everyone here. For the service, I'd like to thank everyone attending in person and those who are watching from the comfort of your homes and safety of your homes. I'd like to thank everyone who's provided the flowers and the fruits and the osonai and setting up the onaijin and preparing for the temple. Thank the video people, everyone who's involved here and there, everywhere. Everyone is teamwork going on to provide every service every Sunday. So thank you very much. We're going to conclude with the service, and then everyone can come up and oshoko. So please join me again and we'll end this family service today. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. Okay, thank you very much. Dozo.
habits, wrong habits, wrong habits, wrong